Let's skip forward to Lilo and Stitch. It's not that big a skip, but it's kind of like there, you had kind of been playing with this character, Stitch. In terms of what you might do with him. You might turn him into the protagonist in a book. You might, in retrospect, I feel like Stitch is one of the most merchandised, like visible Disney characters of all time. And yet, when that movie came out, not only was it marketed as he was the oddball. Remember the poster where the poster had like all the other traditional storybook Disney characters recoiling from Stitch. But I mean, it really was kind of treated like the redheaded stepchild or something. What was that like? I don't know if that was just a marketing gimmick or if that's what it felt like to make a movie that was very off-model within the Disney, kind of institution.
Yeah, so much of Lilo and Stitch came from Mulan, and during Mulan, we were talking about how we were going to get rid of the villain. There's so many stories, and I'm going to try to not bog down in them. I will try to tell them all, but quickly. We were talking about how we were going to kill the villain, and I said out loud, like, people would be surprised how much time we spend in the halls of Disney, like just outside of this lovely amusement park where everything's happening, happy, talking about how we're going to kill this guy. Like, shall he fall or and we came up with like, oh, he'll blow up in a fireworks stand. It's something different and fresh and stuff like that. But that started me thinking, like, why do we always have to kill a villain? Maybe we could redeem one. Could a villain actually become the hero? Because I love redemption stories. They're probably my very, very favorite of all kinds of stories. So that at the very base of Lilo and Stitch is where that came from. And I had worked so long and so hard on Mulan, and I never gave up, that I earned the invitation from Tom Schumacher to maybe direct something. And he came out to Florida in the very closing days of Mulan and said, is there anything you'd like to direct? And I remembered this old story that I had struggled with about, say, 14 to 15 years earlier, that I couldn't really make it work, and I thought, well, maybe this is the time to pull that out of the drawer figuratively and literally, and see if we could make that work. So that was where this thing started. Those two things combined, turning a villain into a hero, and this old story that I had, that I brought out.